Hello and welcome to Beauty by Jen. I hope you all are having an amazing night or day wherever you may be in the world. I just wanted to quickly come on here and talk about a woman named Tiffany Red. She describes being Cassie's friend and witnessing some things that occurred between Cassie and Sean Combs, Sean P. Diddy, Puffy Combs. And she was talking about it on an article in the Rolling Stones magazine or website, however you describe those sort of things. I'm not good at that. But anyways, she talked about it on rollingstone.com. We are going to go there and go over the letter. Normally, I don't really do this sort of thing. I don't even know the rules to do this sort of thing, but hopefully I won't get any copyright strikes or anything. So please check out rollingstone.com. I'll have the information about this specific article in the description box, of course. But right now we are going to just go over there and check it out and read the letter. Disclaimer, I do have an awful reading voice. I don't have a good speaking voice at all. And it probably would have been better if I put the AI computer reader on it, but I'm gonna read this today. So I hope I don't bore anyone with my reading or my speech pattern. I do apologize for that in advance. So, all right, let's just go over here to the article. And I am going to read what we have here. Now, I'm not going to read the entire article. I'm just going to go over the letter. So like I said, you can go in the description box and find out exactly where this is for rollingstone.com, and you can go to that article and learn more about Cassie's friend. And let's get to the letter. And again, her name is Tiffany Red. That's her name. And this is her open letter that I'm about to read. So here we go. Okay. Okay. So the letter starts, Dear Sean Combs, I'm stepping forward to recount my experience as a witness to events detailed in my friend Cassandra Ventura's now settled civil lawsuit against you. I am breaking my silence, freeing myself from haunting recollections, standing in solidarity with Cassie, and standing up for myself. I fear for my safety as her suit alludes to me, although not by my name, not by name. I hope that revealing my identity to the public will afford me some measure of protection. Cassie and I became friends in 2015 while co-writing songs for her album that you never released. We remain close to this very day. I'm one of the friends mentioned in her lawsuit, specifically from the night of her 29th birthday, as detailed in the section labeled Mr. Combs Forces Miss Ventura into S trafficking. The weight is heavy as I gather my thoughts to articulate these distressing memories, physical reactions, the surge of heat on my face, sweaty palms, racing heart, and the onset of a panic attack serve as stark reminders of the toll it's taking. I am traumatized by you. The burden of vocalizing these experiences should never have been mine or anyone else's. I first met you in person in August 2015 at a surprise party you threw for Cassie's 29th birthday at a hotel in Los Angeles. I was at her old apartment before the party with friends in the Wilshire Corridor condos, right down the street from your home, rushed by calls from your team about her ETA. We were in a frenzy to get her ready without spoiling the surprise. We all piled into a black car service from her place to the party. We arrived at the area reserved for her party at the hotel, and you popped out singing happy birthday. There were many friends, a few famous faces, and cameras recording as we sang. She was definitely surprised. Eventually, we all started to mingle. We all started to mingle around the room. Up until that point, I had only spoken to you once before on FaceTime with Cassie about songs we were working on together. You approached me and introduced yourself saying, "So you're the one writing all these songs about me?" I said yes, and you stared back and said, "That means she's talking about you, huh?" I was uncomfortable because it seemed like you were talking about the more turbulent parts of your relationship. We did a song called Loyal that you didn't like. We were writing about her pain. In the first verse of that song, she sings, "I don't know what is real. I just know how I feel, and you keep acting like you don't know what you did wrong, trying to get me to chill. Since we ain't been together, I've been on some whatever." She was pushing back in that song. You later came back up to me and said you were playing. I didn't believe you. Once your security guards did something similar, I'd never met him before either. He approached me and said, "I heard a lot about you. Tiffany, you both creeped me out." And this interaction was super intimidating. It felt like you both wanted me to know that you knew who I was and you didn't like how close I was to her. Later that evening, after being at the party, since it started that afternoon, Cassie wanted to go to a karaoke spot called Blind Dragon on Sunset Boulevard with some friends. You were not happy that she was leaving. I remember your people hovering around us trying to discourage Cassie from leaving, but we went anyway. You followed us and arrived just a little bit after we did. It was instantly uncomfortable. You pulled Cassie out of the private karaoke room. She put her head down and went with you. I followed to see if she was okay because something was off. When I walked out of the room, you had her backed into a corner in the hallway outside of the door, and your security surrounded you. Too as you cursed her out with your hands in her face. She and I briefly made eye contact. I felt helpless. She looked afraid and kept looking down at the floor. I didn't know what to do. I was scared. Karaoke was cut short because you wanted her to leave with you. Cassie asked me and two other friends if we'd meet her back at her place and stay the night. She was stopping at her house first to grab a bag and then going with you. I said yes because I was worried you would hurt her. Prior to the incident, she had confided in me that you were physically abusive, and the way you were in her face that night was alarming to me. I didn't want to leave her alone. When we got back to her house, she kept saying to us she didn't want to go with you, but you were already on your way to pick her up. One of our friends was packing an overnight bag for her. I'll never forget it. It was the biggest Birkin bag I had ever seen. It was blue. I kept asking why they were packing her stuff if she clearly said she didn't want to go with you. And this person said, "She always goes." You arrived at the door and whisked her away. Cassie looked uneasy. I didn't know where you were taking her. Once you left, The person who packed the bag said, "They'll be back. Watch." It was almost like they had seen this movie before. This is a lot, y'all. Like, golly. All right. Here I go. A few hours later, I was woken up by you screaming. Emotional singing, BITCH. Where are you? You and Cassie were back. It was around 3 or 4 a.m. When I walked out of her bedroom when I was asleep, you yelled, emotional singing, BITCH. There you are. I was mortified, humiliated, and scared when I realized you were talking to me. You were visibly intoxicated, and so was Cassie. She appeared sedated and very withdrawn. It was the first time I saw her this way. You started screaming at us. Tell your girl she wants some birthday DICK. I flew all the way from Miami. She's gonna get this birthday DICK. You were visibly angry that she didn't want that from you. I was terrified. I said, she doesn't have to have X with you if she doesn't want to. You just kept screaming. She's gonna get this DICK. All I kept thinking about was how before you came to get her. Okay, one more time. All I kept thinking about was how before you came to get her and she was sober, she kept telling us she didn't want to go with you. Now, you two left her place in chaos on a golf cart and drove off into the night. We watched you from her balcony driving toward your house. I thought you were going to get pulled over and go to jail or crash from being so high. It was like a real life scary movie. I was terrified for Cassie and completely traumatized. She later told me you made her have a freak off, which Cassie described in her lawsuit as an arrangement where you would make her perform sexual acts with male ex-workers that night. The reason you called me emotional singing BITCH was because you were listening to new songs we wrote during the freak off that had begun after you came to get her earlier that night. I am disturbed to my core by this. It makes me think it must have been songs Cassie hadn't recorded yet that were still demos. I can't begin to explain how it makes me feel thinking about my voice playing in the background of that nightmare. Throughout my time knowing Cassie, I've seen many concerning instances. There were occasions when I heard you yelling at her and making threats, observed her so high I was afraid of her overdosing at a party threw for her in Malibu and witnessed both of you getting IVs after a different night of partying. Additionally, when I was part of her management team in 2019, a year after she was able to leave you, I saw you try to silence her by attempting to tie a non-disparagement clause to her record deal termination agreement, which felt unjust. With Cassie bravely sharing her story, I'm finally free to share mine. That night of her birthday and so many others are burned into my brain and have tormented me since. I feel compelled to show up for Cassie and myself and confirm that everything she described in her complaint about what happened that night is consistent with what I experienced. Cassie and I became close while writing songs together nearly a decade ago. One of our friends used to call us Tiff Andra. Never could I have imagined this is how it would turn out. The music I helped create for her suffered due to these events, compounding the trauma. It's devastating. I still mourn that time in my songwriting career. Okay. I continue to work through the PTSD, paranoia, and anxiety from these events. It's one of the catalysts for my advocacy for music creatives today with my organization, the 100 Percenters. Your abuse of power has inflicted ongoing harm on countless individuals, including myself, my friends, and my peers. You are a literal pillar in Black music. So many of us looked up to you. This moment hurts for us, too, but no one deserves to endure all this, Puff. It's not right. You're hurting the very Black and brown people you say you love and support. It pains me to write this letter to you as a Black woman, but when will this cycle of abuse stop? It has to stop. Recent events, such as the unveiling of accusations against numerous former record label CEOs and artists for assault due to the Adult Survivors Act in New York, underscore the gravity of this situation. The systematic issues of R-word culture and misogyny deeply entrenched in the music industry pose a real threat to so many people's safety every day in this business. How can we expect meaningful change when senior leadership and superstars face accusations of these crimes? Oh, I think I read the letter already and I just read like the ending part of the article, so I apologize for that. So that whole recent events part wasn't the letter, I don't think. Anyways, just go over there yourselves to rollingstone.com, and I'll have this link inside the description box for you all who want to go over there, and hopefully I won't get any copyrights or anything. I have no clue how this stuff works. Honestly, I didn't run this by my new manager / editor / secretary / everything / best friend Rudo. I'm supposed to run this stuff by him, but it's just all happening so fast. And I'm like, man, I got to get this stuff out. I probably don't even have to like get it out, but I just feel like I do. Like, it's just that tinge of anxiety, like when something happens and I feel like, dang, everyone else is talking about this stuff and I'm not talking about it at all. Should I get it out now? Should I wait? But Rudo is probably right, as always. And I just don't listen, and I kind of went rogue again. So anyways, thank you all for watching. Of course, if I wasn't supposed to do this, I will take it down if someone makes me take it down or whatever. But thanks for watching. I hope you guys didn't suffer too much listening to my 3rd grade, 2nd grade, 1st grade reading skills. Normally, I don't read like long documents to people, but anyways, let me know what you think about it. Please leave your opinions in the comment section. We are trying our best to get our numbers up. We are a little over 6,000 subscribers, which we are really happy about. So very small channel, but please show us some support. You know, like a video, share a video, tell people about a video, comment in the comment section. Like, it's not easy, of course, when you are, you know, trying to build up your channel. But if you guys could support us, you know, no pressure, but, you know, if you could support us, like a few videos here and there, share around a few videos here and there. Everyone had to start somewhere, right? So with that being said, thank you all for being here. Again, like, comment, share, and subscribe to Beauty by Jen. And we will see you next time. Stay safe.